Alright guys, so since I didn't take a whole lot of video when I was working with that shepherd Vader, he's an Anatolian Shepherd, big dog, terrified to get in the car. So when they took him out of the backyard, if he went out the gate into the front yard and the car was in the driveway, he would scream and throw the brakes on. Just scream, just scream. So what I ended up doing was I patterned place to place. So I used these two halves of an airline crate, and I used it to pattern a behavior of remote collar pressure means climb up on something, or is the motivator to climb up on something. So I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to replicate it with Sky. She is not scared to jump up in the back of my truck, but I'm going to pretend that she is, and I'm going to show you how I did it. So the tailgate, pretend the tailgate is the hatchback on a SUV. Just pretend, okay? Stick with me. So I'm going to set it up, and I'm going to show you how I did it. And I'm going to use this sound box. So this is the Ecollar Technologies sound box, and it shows you when you are using the remote. So you see the red light there? That's what happens when you press vibrate. When you press stim, and I'll put it on like a level 1 so she can't feel it. So when you press stim, it makes a sound, okay? So I'm gonna show you how I did it with the sound box so that you can see the timing of how I patterned this behavior, okay? So stay tuned and enjoy. Alright, I'm going to put the sound box next to the phone. I'll just use a slip lead on her. She doesn't actually need a leash. And I'm going to set it on her working level, which outside is like a 6. I'll use a 6. So you'll be able to see the timing of the delivery of the remote collar stimulation. And again, this is on her working level, so the lowest level that she can feel. So I started out with these crates in the backyard where he was comfortable, and pattern going back and forth between the two. So pretend that these are in the backyard completely separate from the car, okay? Okay, let's go. Good girl. Good girl. And normally if it was her, I'd be using food. But with Vader, I didn't because he was nervous and he wouldn't take food. So in the backyard, we just pattern place. Just back and forth. So then we moved it to the front yard. Very far away from the car. So like one placeboard, one of these was right inside the gate. The other was like 5 feet away or 10 feet away. Like real close together, very far from the car. Good girl. And then I would start, every time that he would take the dog off of the placeboard closest to the car, I would move it 3 feet closer. So since I don't have someone else to do it, hold on, I'd move it. So I'm going to move it farther than I did with Vader, but you get the idea. So with Vader, I had him stay up on the placeboard longer, but she gets the idea. less and less leash pressure. Good girl, good girl. Okay. Good girl, okay. So, keep in mind that every time that he took the dog off of the one closer to the car, I'd move it closer. Good girl. Okay. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. So I did it with the place board real close to the car, like right behind it, but with the hatchback closed. Good girl. Good girl. See, she's not afraid of the car at all. Okay. Okay, come on. So again, when he took the dog off of the board closest to the car, as he was walking the other way, I would open up the hatch. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. So I do the same thing, but I'm not. Sky. I didn't ask him. She did, but I didn't ask the other dog. Okay, come on. I didn't ask the other dog to hop in the back of the car yet. And we did that several times. Okay. Now this time, so I did that several times where we pretended like everything else was the same, like nothing was different. The hatch just happened to be open. We just went place to place to place to place to place, back and forth. So after several times with that, I asked the owner to continue the pressure on the e-collar, on the remote, and the leash pressure. Normally, the pressure would come off as soon as he would go up on the place board. But this time, I wanted him to continue pressure until he did something with the car. Now, whether it was put a paw on the bumper or hopped in or whatever. Any interaction with the car would make that pressure go away. Because by this point, we've already patterned the dog into understanding that remote collar pressure means that he needs to do something. And specifically in this situation, he needs to get up on what's in front of him, with leash guidance as well. Now she's obviously fine with hopping up in there, but we'll do it just to be thorough. And Belle's in the way, but that's okay. So, pressure, continued pressure, all the way up. Good girl, good girl. So, like I said, she's not afraid of this. She would have hopped up there without the crate at all. But you get him up in there and yay, good job. Okay, come on. And then you just continue to pattern. Good girl, good girl. Okay. Pressure all the way up. Good job, good job. And she's significantly smaller than this other dog. Come on. Okay, come on. And it's important to make them wait until you release them. Otherwise, they're just going to get in the habit of hopping out when they want to. Okay. And then, after we've done that several times, while the dog was walking away, as usual, I got rid of that. And this dog's huge, okay? Not this dog, but the one that I was working with. Huge. Could easily hop up in this car. There was no physical reason why he wasn't doing it. So, pressure, up. Good girl! Good girl! Yeah! Good job! Good girl. Okay. Good girl. Now we just go back to the pattern. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. So with Sky, pressure. Good girl. Good girl. With Sky, I haven't had to turn this up at all past her working level because she's not afraid at all. But this other dog, I turned it up. So if okay. So if leash pressure and remote collar, so this is leash pressure, this is remote collar pressure. The first couple times, it was a lot of leash pressure, a lot of leash guidance, and not much remote collar. So as we're patterning this, I start to even them out. So I turn the remote up just a little bit and I give a little less leash guidance. And as we pattern this, I bring that leash guidance down and bring the remote collar pressure up if I need to. So this dog, the shepherd that I was working with, his outdoor working level was about a 12. The number that got him to get in the car with no leash pressure was 30. That seems like a high number, but it's not. It was just what was meaningful enough to the dog to do it, because we had patterned that behavior and he understood. And then after a couple times, you can bump those numbers back down. Good girl. Yeah. Okay. Good girl. Okay. Get a running start. Pressure. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Good job. Come on. Skylar. Okay, come on. She's like, no, I think I'm good. You're just going to make me get up in here again. And that's honestly what we want. Okay. Good girl. You're all done. You're all done. Yeah. And she's going to jump back up in there. Good girl. Come on. Skylar, come on. Come on. Good girl. So it's the same kind of concept with teaching a horse to load in the trailer. Abe is to come see me. It's the same concept as getting a horse to load in a trailer. You make the right thing really easy by releasing the pressure when they do it, and the wrong thing difficult or uncomfortable by applying remote collar pressure or leash pressure. So it makes it really clear what the right decision is, what the right move is, what you want the dog or the horse to do. Same concept. So I hope this sound box has helped illuminate the situation. So let me know if you have any questions. Yay!
Good dog, Vader.